determining which makes a nice pattern is more than hard rather than it sounds. I don't love to believe how we're looking for one item, says Robin Vivid, a intelligence officer for the Model 1 agent, that is celebration its 50th date of birth the year. If you discover someone who very fair stands of, while you see it, he's rather wonderful. As a intelligence officer, he's ever the peaceful one at the behind of the very noisy team of girls who are all caked in do-up, who's perhaps not treated out how to do her person still, and is very imperceptible, he's ever how you view. Vivid is talk of expertise. Scouted herself external Topshop on Oxford Road almost 20 years back, she constructed a success modeling carrier up driving over the chamber to assist discover the following general of model. NB The pictures in the paper are all of model now signed in Model 1. End of Instagram position by Philomena Cuello. Down there is, of year, no lack of human beings acute to conduct it as a carrier, and the agent has a quantity of ways to discover new many faces. We go out on the gateway, virtually, says John Horner, Model 1's director. We go in shops, we run competitions, we go to piece of music festivals. We get which we urge one abes who rotate up, we get on 2,000 of them each year, who virtually go via the doorway. So which's the successful bet, while you include how lot hopefuls? Of such 2,000? I would believe we mark up perhaps 100 in a year in aggregate, he says. Yet of such, just perhaps 15 or 20 will suffer, i.e. remain in us for a nice few year or in excessive of how, we get on 20,000 on the internet applications as so. Crikey. Time received signed by an agent is obviously a problem, the very difficult job doesn't begin before thou in fact on the books. Down there's a confusion how you intelligence officer who present, and there work next day, there no, Horner says. It conducted on 3 year for a young man to mainly be prepared to do appropriate modeling. He's not thing you once get to, you find out to do the work. Horner crushed downward several of the requirements, house and supporting house he is almost a 24/7 job in himself, Vivid explains. We very promote them to get thoroughness of their leather and their wool, she says. How's very essential since such are the beginnings, how very begin to shaw, occasionally if you get a lady how smokes and has begun departure out rather a beat, you can very see how. I can place a cigarette smoker a me off. You fair can, frankly, he's all in their pores. Apparently, down there will be an item of it housed downward to their own leather and how happy they are in their genetic. But though several of our new many faces I can speak the girls who fume. End of Instagram position by Chico_Lachowski. The largest question in modeling, of year, is flesh form. Would a intelligence officer always counsel a pattern to Miss Way? I indicate, see, how does occur, Vivid says. Yet he's the way you say it. Since we very supporting powerful not thin. And if we always say Mississippi way, he's fair hard to color up, changing their form. We've got a large guy how we job in who will evolve a dietary schedule, a food schedule in these girls. So as making lighting weights in them, they're consuming the order things for their bodies to be looking powerful and stay powerful. Horner points out how the appetite suppressant for a slimmer C has substantially been managed by advertisers. Model present are endlessly less than slender rather than they were lot year back, and I believe the demands present for a coherence of form are lot high rather than they utilize to constitute, he says. Clients wish model who are of a special ratio. They requirement a specific altitude since their clothing see superior in a specific altitude. Down there's a trace department, that is seductive model, but for the largest portion, model are kind of direct and thin. We're not concerned in thin, or all how kind of material wherever model don't see wholesome. They are natural slim. I would say how is the see how largest clients wish present. End of Instagram position by Jana Goldsack. Model 1 is far of the just agent to include a trace department, thing that John says is partly downward to the increasing appetite suppressant for a broad kind of flesh shapes in campaigns. He's really sluggish event in the nation, He's really big in America. The item is, not really length back, arched girls had a really bounded band of retailers they could go for, he says. He's a absurd item very, but he's start to occur. And we're start to get arched model in trace advertisement campaigns as opposed to fair arched on the internet. Yet, he adds, tell which you will. Females strive to precisely the amount how they are. So if you showed a amount 20 arched pattern, I don't believe thou discover a lot of female seeking to how thou include to nourish to which consumer wish. They will ever say they wish thing various, but in fact, while it comes to it, you depict the female how they strive to be. He's lightly such in our older female, we include a classical department, our senior pattern is 89, a dame named Daphne Self. She's not common of our classical department, a lot of them are in their 40s. If you saw a lot older female later ripe lady don't strive to be older, they strive to be a slight bit junior. So he's a cautious mixture. One day you include a nice few year by yours waist as a pattern, Vivid says, down there are lot of career opportunities outdoor to thou. Down there's modeling, one of our girls is now a designer for Alicia Vikander, she says. Thou could be a do-up painter or hairdresser. End of Instagram position by Daphne Self or so lot loving making photo, Annie Leibovitz was a pattern. A lot of model are now bookers. Loads of my friends went in training yoga class. A lot of them are making private learning too much, and I'd love to believe how comes of stay fit and consuming order. Of year, the repute of the modeling production remnant cheap, in lot human beings concerning it, and model themselves, as superficial or empty. How's a stigmatization Vivid thinks is hardly to change any period quickly. Frankly I don't aware if we're down there still, she says. No very wants to hear to nice human beings, no feels disappointed for nice human beings, so I don't aware very if it will break down downward.